anarchist, but with minimal laws.
Right.
Oh, okay. So some laws,
Right.
like maybe you can't murder people, maybe.
Right. Well,
Don't do shit to me that I won't do shit to you that I don't want you to do to me.
I believe it because anarchist is like no government.
It's no
structure,
laws, no government. Yeah.
But people
Which
are still supposed to follow a basic code or whatever, and then everything should be handled through the private sector, such as courts and military and stuff. Where I believe is yes, we should be paying for our military, we should be paying for our courts, police, and fire.
Okay.
Oh my God, roads!
No, those should be privatized.
What about my roads?
No, but like, I mean, I can agree with that. But like, we might not have the federal highway system that we do if the Fed wasn't in charge of that. What's that?
They're already built. It's done.
What's already? Oh well, yes.
They need
now,
to be maintained.
Now I agree. Well, they can be maintained by the private sector.
No.
No. Well, every road would be a toll road. Then that would kind of be the
not
problem.
only will every road be a toll road, but they'll be even shittier.
They'll probably be shittier than they are. Yeah.
I do think we need the government to maintain infrastructure.
Infrastructure?
I would add that to your list.
Okay. Yeah, I think I can.
And I also think that they need to maintain some level of minimum standards for certain key areas.
Such?
Like education.
I believe the private schools, they do way better than public schools.
I dispute the findings for that because your private schools right now are funded by wealthy people or
right. But if there's more
churches.
Private schools opening before the higher demand, they're gonna be a little bit cheaper. But they're gonna still have.
And I wouldn't disagree with that as long as there is a standard of education. I don't want my kids going to a school where the teachers and we don't necessarily do a good job of this
where
in
the
public
teachers
school either.
Say the earth is 3,000 years old.
Well, there's not going to be there wouldn't be a school district per se. Like, all right, well, you can go in there and review that school's curriculum. Fuck that school. We're going over here. And if there's so many people that actually do that, they'll be like, well, this school kind of sucks.
See, but the problem is the charter school program already does that. And in a lot of states that don't have the level of charter school oversight that we do, like there's a charter school in Florida that, because they can do it with voucher program, they open up, they get funding based on number of students.
And they say they've got
and they
200 and some
either lie about students in their, when they do report attendance numbers.
Yeah, but you get rid of that problem if you get rid of the government funding towards those schooling because they don't exist.
But some of those schools took the money and then closed.
Oh yeah, well that's just
one of them closed after 3 months, and so those kids have no school because they're not registered.
Well,
somewhere
you can't go somewhere else. Then.
And so you have those kind of problems. So I do think we need some oversight, especially when it comes to the people we're passing the country off to. Otherwise, you're going to get a lot of people who go through a science class and don't fucking understand that everything is made out of chemicals.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's where online schooling comes into play, too.
And homeschooling.
Mm-hmm. Well, yes, parents need to be more involved in their kids' school.
That's the bit that I agree with. That is the biggest downfall we have right now. I just
talked to a teacher today, and she was like... I talked to Caden's chemistry teacher because we had an issue in chemistry class. And she's like, I can't thank you enough for being a parent involved enough to call. And I said, well, first off, ma'am, don't thank me.
Yeah, that should be
it's
a standard.
my job.
Yeah.
And then she's like, well, no, but you wouldn't be surprised how many parents don't. And I said, well, here's the thing. I'm calling you because there's 3 parts to his education. 3 accountability diagrams, circles for our Venn diagram.
Yeah.
The center is Caden becoming a successful adult. Your one circle, Caden's one circle, I'm the last circle. Mm-hmm. I'm going to hold you and Caden accountable.
Yeah.
So I have to be accountable as well.
Yep.
And so, yes, parents aren't involved. But then you've got places like the place in Georgia where they teach young Earth creationism in science class. Because it was voted on by a group of uneducated fucktards.
Yup.
Which, and in all honesty, I don't have a problem with you teaching
if you want to teach it, fine. But
just don't do it in a science class. Because it's not science.
Exactly. Teach it in a theology class.
Or a philosophy
class.
Or
like
a shit we just made up class, like fairy tales. You could discuss
that.
And then talk about Hansel and Gretel, and then
fucking
The Little Mermaid,
the fucking Three Bears and Goldilocks, and
right?
Shit. Go right
you have a fairy tales class, a literature, world lit.
Yeah,
the good place to talk about that.
Perfect.
Well, if they did something like that, think of it too. How many people are actually like? Okay, yeah, you get your own little community that wants their kids to go to a school like that, but private school, like, they're gonna have to pay for it. They're gonna have to put something up towards it. If they're the people who can afford it, I'm assuming, aren't too well off and aren't gonna be able to afford that much. For that school system to be able to afford to stay in business doing that, they're gonna have to get more people in. They're not. But
they're gonna get those people in.
They're gonna get them in, but the school.
I refer you back to November 8th,
right? The school's not gonna have enough means to function because those.
You don't need means to function. Look,
if it's privatized, yes, because if you're not going to have you're going to have a lot of people that see that school.
You're going to have a lot of people that need to buy this book, and we can educate the whole school from this.
What's that book?
It's a Bible.
Oh, okay.
There's like 6 of them on this shelf.
Okay.
I just went to grab one that was the first one I found. It's got a nice leather cover. It's zippered.
Yeah. It looked like a nice one.
But you only need that one book then.
Yeah.
So think of how much money we're saving on curriculum. And we never have to buy an updated book because that shit hasn't changed in
exactly
1,400 years.
Uh-huh.
Then I say those people, they're a lost cause. Fuck them.
But they affect me.
How would they affect you?
Because they vote and they hold public office and they become cops.
I was just about to say, at the point when he can't move anymore, that's when they fucking matter, big time.
Right, I don't see that school being successful though, because that.
Right, I don't think that school will be successful either. But I also didn't think Donald Trump would get elected president, and I was wrong. And I am not making that mistake again. There are a lot of fucking morons in the world.
Yes.
And I am not saying that everyone who voted for Donald Trump is a moron.
Yep.
I am not saying that that is the case at all. I'm not saying that they're all racist. I'm not saying that they're all misogynist. I am saying they're all okay with racism and misogyny because they voted for it.
Yep.
But in the minarchist society that I'm describing, you wouldn't be in that area. And you wouldn't have to worry about it because...
What area would I be in?
You were just talking about Georgia, right? Here?
No.
You wouldn't
but I'm saying, our state was just as red as theirs.
Yeah. We went fairly red this time around.
We were very red.
Yeah.
And when and not that red's a bad thing, conservative-wise. I mean, if Rand Paul would have been the guy, I would be happy that the state was red.
We all agree we have some conservative values here.
But how many of these Republican voters do you think that there are that are going to say in this area, yes, I want my kid to be taught creationism versus science?
How many do you think are going to get upset about the color of a Starbucks cup at Christmas time? Because
probably about the same amount. Yeah.
Just the loud people on the internet.
Who are also the loud people who vote, who are also the loud people who go to council meetings.
And you say it's the loud people on the internet? The people on the internet is everybody nowadays. Right. Like, every once in a while when you meet a person who has got a dumb phone, you're like, what? It's like, why don't you go look it up on Google? I can't. We'll look it up on your phone. I can't. What the fuck are you talking about? You can't. One of the guys at work yesterday, I'm like, fucking Google that package so you can see what it actually looks like on the shelf. I got a dumb phone. You just blew my mind, motherfucker.
So, yeah,
what are you, my dad?
Those people have a serious impact on the future. Part of which I will live through.
Part of which you will be in.
If they want to fuck it up after I'm dead, my kids are still alive, and I worry about them. My grandkids, it depends on if they make it here before I check out.
Yep.
If they make it here before I check out, I might be vested and worry about them.
Yes.
Maybe even great-grandkids. It's theoretically possible with medical advancements.
Yeah. You might be a brain in a jar by then.
Great-grandkids, probably not. Yeah. But it matters. And I am concerned that you look at all the people who post and are happy about or are willing to punch somebody who burns a flag. Look at all the people who are pissing and moaning because people are questioning police officers.
Oh yeah, fuck
because people don't believe that you can both support good cops and oppose police abuses of power.
Yeah, exactly.
people don't think you can hold those two views simultaneously because they're fucking retarded.
Like, I understand if you're saying not all cops are bad. Yes, not all cops are bad. But there are bad cops, and it's okay to be pissed about that. Right. And it's okay to say, if you're a good cop, but you cover up for the bad cops, you're a fucking bad cop.
Right.
That's just the way it is. Like, you can't say both things.
And so those people, we need to... Now, if you're saying, well, like, drugs, I think we should get rid of all drug laws.
Yep.
I think it's ridiculous.
We all agree with that.
If somebody wants to shoot up heroin...
Go ahead.
As long as you're
not harming another person.
We need to make sure they're not harming another person. So I also think we should have government drug dens, tax those drugs. Mm-hmm. You show up at the government the opium den, like they used to do.
Opium den.
Get fucking high as you want. When you come down, you leave. And
since we're doing opium dens, might as well bring in the prostitution too, because
that's
they
a
go
victimless
hand in
crime.
hand, exactly.
Well, it would be a victimless crime if it wasn't illegal.
Exactly.
You're making it a victim-filled crime because it's illegal.
Exactly.
So what if I, as a private business person, wanted to open a den?
Then, as long as you have strict standards that you adhere to, I'm fine with it. Just like private people can open hospitals, but there are strict medical guidelines you have to adhere to.
I could smoke opium in my own house if I wanted.
I have no problem with that.
So what's the point?
As long as you're not harming someone else.
He's saying for all the people that would go out and possibly harm someone else or cause harm to someone else by doing it in public.
Den, where you just said you go there, you get high. When you leave, when you come down, you can leave. So what's to stop you from getting your opium and leaving and wanting to do it
nothing?
At home?
It's more.
In the old opium dens, you didn't do that. You bought buds. They sent a naked Chinese woman in with you.
The hookah.
With the little
pipe guy.
They lit the pipe. You smoked off the pipe, and then they laid down next to you so you could touch titties while you were high.
Yep.
And then if you bought 3 buds, and when you were done, they lit up the next one for you, and you actually didn't touch the opium.
Yeah, no,
because they didn't want you fucking stealing shit and leaving. You paid in advance. You get the buds.
It's a good fucking system.
It was a decent system.
I wish that was around now.
My problem is, and you would have less of this problem if dealers could be out in the open as well.
Yes.
And there wasn't such a stigma because...
Well, because you moved it into the black market. The black market automatically makes it more dangerous. That's just how it fucking works.
Plus, you have the problem where, and this applies to drugs, it applies probably more so to prostitution, and this is a big problem in my eyes with things like prostitution. The people who are abused by the system that we have forced in place now have no recourse.
Oh, yeah.
If you are a prostitute and you are being abused or you were trafficked...
Yeah, you can't come forward and say anything.
If you go to the police, they arrest you for prostitution.
Yeah.
Unless you're in Vegas. Or outside of Vegas.
Yeah,
right.
but
that's
like the one
They
place.
don't have a big problem of trafficking there because prostitution is
legal.
Mm-hmm. And they busted a trafficking ring in Pulaski.
What?
Google it. They busted a human trafficking ring in Pulaski, Wisconsin.
I'm sure that was just their warehouse, their distribution center.
But still, that's...
Pulaski.
Like, why the fuck would you ship them all the way up the goddamn Great Lakes? Human trafficking in our area. Pulaski.
And that's not that fucking old of a story.
Alright, inform me. Where's the article? The fuck is this?
Come get informed. I'm fucking trying.
I'm really fucking trying.
Here we go.
Courage. Oh, I think this is just...
that might have been a talk, but they actually busted a...
Human trafficking concern. Program helps human trafficking victims.
Well... The phrase human trafficking can be kind of blown out of proportion, too.
Yes.
Like, say if you got, like, a bunch of Vietnamese people or whatever, or Laotians or whatever, that they come here illegally and then they're just being prostituted out and the person's just running everything. Even if they are willingly doing it, they're still going to be saying, well, it's a human trafficking ring.
Yes. Because it's illegal then, because of the fucking laws that are in place right now. Like, even if they're not hurt.
Right, if you get your shipping container full of
it's like, this is supposed to be filled with coke, it's filled with hookers, what the fuck?
Right.
Come on.
Plus, I personally think that you'd have a lot less other crimes if prostitution was legal. I actually see absolutely... I will go so far as to say I'm offended by the fact that prostitution is illegal.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
Two consenting adults agreeing on a transaction. Get the fuck out of here.
How can it be illegal to sell something that it is legal to give away?
Yep, or illegal to give away. Yep.
How can it be illegal to sell something that it is not illegal to give away?
Well, there's the old line. Just bring a camcorder.
Yeah. We're
but then you gotta be properly licensed.
You have to have licenses.
Actually, what you do is you hire them to pose naked.
Okay.
And then once you're back to the room and they're naked, then you negotiate the price for sex, because a cop in a sting is not going to go back to the hotel to pose naked for an artist who's trying to sketch.
Yes.
That's how you avoid that.
But it doesn't make it legal.
But that's not the
point.
Just,
yeah.
The point is not to avoid the law. The point is the law is stupid.
How good are you at drawing, Ben?
I'm terrible at drawing.
Abstracts?
That's also not the point.
Figures.
You're sitting there for 3 hours.
That's actually on that was on Mansers.
Oh, was it? Oh, that doesn't surprise me. That definitely seems.
That's
like
where I learned that tidbit of information, but it makes sense.
It makes sense, yeah.
But that's it. Think of how many people, like, you want to do something at home and your wife doesn't want to, or your wife wants to do something at home that you don't want to. You can hire a professional, get that shit out of the way.
Done.
You got a freaky fantasy. You will find somebody who is willing to take money to indulge that fantasy.
No shit. Like, everybody has kinks. It's just a matter of how much it's going to cost to get it finished.
So you pay for your kink.
Like,
you deal with your shit. You work out your issues. Go to therapy afterwards.
Yep.
And you have now not abused or hurt a member of your family or a stranger you saw on the street.
Yeah, you
have not imposed your freaky shit on somebody who doesn't want to do it.
Like
you do not have people who are doing things they don't want to do because they need to stay together for the sake of the kids, or because they don't want to lose their boyfriend because they're afraid to be alone, or their girlfriend.
Yep.
It solves
many problems.
It cuts down on STDs because now you can have medical examinations.
I was going to say now, and if we're talking in our current government where it would be highly regulated, then yes, they will all be tested, and there should not, like the fucking porno industry is now in like California. Like they go in and get fucking
the condom
tested.
law that they're trying to pass in pornos.
Oh yeah, that you have to wear a condom for any penetration, that you can't go bareback. Go fuck yourself. They're all fucking tested.
Well, and like I have, not that I would ever get any use out of this, but I think it would be fun.
Okay.
I want to drive out to Nevada.
Moonlight Bunny Ranch?
Stay there for a week. I want to get a prostitute's license.
Oh yeah, because it's apparently not that hard.
You have to take a test to make sure you don't have any STDs, and then you pay your licensing fee. So it's like a week.
So you just pull your card. I'm a prostitute,
but
legally licensed.
It's a valid state-issued ID.
Yeah.
So you go to the bar, they card you, pull out your prostitute's license.
Yeah.
Free drink.
Go and buy cigarettes, pull out your prostitute license.
Yo.
It's a valid issued state ID.
Hilarious.
I want one.
And you don't have to be from Nevada to get licensed for it?
We can find somebody who can give us
You get a P.O. box.
Get a P.O. box for a month.
Yeah, there you go.
Big deal.
No big deal.
But I think that would be fucking hilarious.
That would be fucking hilarious.
That would just be awesome. It would be even fun when, like, well, now you need actually to get into Canada, you just need your driver's license.
Oh, really? You don't need a passport?
Or a birth certificate. Nope, you need a passport to get back in the U.S. after you've been in
Canada.
Canada.
Okay, there we go.
But Canada gives no fucks.
Oh, thanks, Canada.
I can't go to Canada.
Oh, you're a criminal.
Fucking criminal.
Yeah, that sucks.
But you and I could use our prostitute's license as
like,
ID.
Hey, we're going to Canada.
Imagine the look on the Mounties face now.
2 forms of ID at the bank for a cash withdrawal: driver's license, prostitute license.
I'm driving up to Canada for some poutine and some poontang.
It's the poot trip.
If you like what you just saw, why not check out our last episode? Or subscribe, or like, or comment. Do something.